So I think I'm going to shift the noble obligation so that they give me more levies. Alright, and so I have got 3,400 that I can bring to war. Ostfriesland has 2,000. I could force you to become a vassal. That would certainly make my job of conquering all this stuff easier. It would also give me a way into Kent. I mean, I was thinking of doing this just as a border dispute, but I think forced vassalization would be better. So this will cost me 2,500 prestige. Who cares? I have tons. And I'd become your new liege. Actually, that would mean that you would keep... Well, no, because I would own the land, so I can create the Duchy of Gelre, keep it for myself. That would piss you the hell off. But I could potentially try and get you the Duchy of Angria. Angria? Oh! Huh. So, in my test game... the reason I was kind of reacting to that, in the test game, England was split between two factions. The Duchy of Holland and the Duchy of Angria. I thought Angria was the Anglo-Saxons who had, like, managed to build some kind of defences against the encroachment of the Dutch Vikings. Nope. It was, in fact, just the Saxons. You can integrate vassals. Oh, can you integrate vassals? No. You can strip them of their titles, but that tends to piss everyone else off. So it's... You can do it, just be careful doing it. How long until someone creates a killstreak mod? I'm sure it's probably already under production. You mean Burgher, nobles of the city rulers? No, other way around. Burghers are the urban centre rulers. The Burghers are the mayors, nobles are the barons. When can I change the equality laws? I don't think I can do it until I've got the technology for it. Which one was it? Was tolerance? Yeah, it was. Level 3. It's going to be a while. Is Minden? It is, but Minden is not in my duchy. I mean, actually... Oh, I see what you're saying. I can take Minden to get Angria. Then I can give Sigbert of Osnabrück to them as a vassal. Because by then I should... Well, once I have the Duchy of Gelre, I can create the Kingdom of Frisia, so then I can have dukes under me, and then I can just leave you as a duke ruling over that. That's probably the way that I want to do this. So yeah, we need to prepare for a war against Brigida the Shadow. The Shadow. The Shadow. The Shadow. Forced vassalization. Oh, they've got an ally. Petty Kingdom of Uppland. That changes things somewhat. Because Uppland can only raise 1,000 men. Why is your army so small? You're basically the king of Sweden. Well, that doesn't really stop me. In that case, war it is. And so we will need to raise all of the minions. We will meet in Gelre, I would say. I'm going to send these guys home, though. Make those sieges a little harder for Uppland to deal with. Let's reduce the speed, and I think I'm going to send the ships home. So I don't have to pay for them. Create trade ports. Can't. I'm not a merchant republic. There's their main army. So we basically want to get to here as quickly as possible. Okay. Mordgana would not take the field, Grumbuskin would. And then... That's still not enough to get you to actually take the field, is it? Wow, you are... Why are you such an arse? Oh, yeah, you think I'm dishonourable and you don't like the fact that I'm one over my force limit. Oh, and you dislike glutton drunks. Basically, you hate everything about me, except for the fact that I'm a Viking. Do I have any other commanders that I could use instead of... Why doesn't it show relations here? It's a bit of an oversight. Blithelf. Blithelf, someone needs to get rid of. Siwi would be better. Not as good a commander, but actually would show up for the fights. So where are you trying to get to? Osnabrück. That would require a river crossing. Let's just beat you and hit Friesland. 166 heavy infantry versus my 1,500. I don't understand why I have so much heavy infantry compared to other Vikings. Like, what are they not building? Oh, tribes. I have heavy infantry because I'm feudal. That's a pretty big advantage. And by pretty big, I mean that's a freaking enormous advantage. 1,500 killed for 151 losses. That's what I mean. So I think I'm just going to split you in half. Send you there. This one led by Mordgana. It's like, okay, we've won the fight. I'm just going to go and capture stuff now. Brigida has a rather high intrigue score. Watch her back when she's a vassal. Yeah, I know. Cathar heresy has reared its ugly head in Holland. Did she actually call? Yeah, she did call up London. Oh yeah, basically no defenders. Oh, because all of this is burning, that's why. Another one. The legend of Dire the Tempest. There are many raiders plaguing our shores, but none have become as famous as Dire the Tempest. Of all the realm provinces, common folks are afraid to even mention his name, thinking this man some kind of sea demon, stalking the cold depths of the seas and the rivers, waiting to strike at unsuspecting prey. According to the stories, this ravager leads an army of drowned men and controls a giant worm he is said to kill thousands and burned entire realms to the ground. Oh, he's the new leader of Dire's host. Which has exactly the same crest as Ake. You're down here somewhere. How do these randoms keep getting bloodlines and I still haven't? Here comes Upland. I need a new marshal. Harain really would be the best choice. Although Grumbuskin could also be good. She's 53. I think she's earned a break. Yeah, she's earned a break. You did good. Aunt Grumbuskin, you did good. Got to take the daughter up to bed now. I need to explain to her what a Viking is. Can you set rally points for your troops in this DLC? Yes, you can. That is what that button's for. But I usually like setting that myself, or moving them myself. Numbers would be fine if it wasn't Shattered World. That is true. Hadn't even considered that difference, but yes, you're not wrong. Half your realm is on fire. I chose a really unfortunate time to invade you, it would seem. Right, let's merge up again and go and attack Osnabrück before Osnabrück falls. That's the difference of stone walls versus wooden. Rain, Siwi, Goswin. Goswin the Bribed. Alright, so 3,000 versus 1,500. Again, majority of you are light infantry versus my heavies. And again, getting crushed. And if we're fighting shield wall versus shield wall, there's no surprise. Light infantry defense plus 120, heavy infantry defense plus 300. Could definitely do with getting more archers in my armies. Enemy commander slain in the chaos surrounding the Battle of Osnabrück. My men cornered Angemir of Westmanland, who was flailing miserably with his spear, and told the poor man soiled himself as death came to claim him. Battle of Tecklenburg has been completed. My core physician, Elhard, shared some of his latest ideas with me. I don't know much about medicine, but maybe he's onto something. Of course, I will invest, and we are now at 100%. Welcome to the good guys. So Holland has just expanded, once again. I can now create the Duchy of Gelre, which will cost me 181 gold. And Gelre is going to become my primary title as soon as I remember how to do that. Yeah, make primary. And then I can make the Kingdom of Frisia, which will cost 362. To the raiding ships! Oh, England! I need to take out another loan. Stay here. Yeah, let's split you in half. Mordgana can lead one of them personally. No, I'm going to give you another commander as well. Rain, you're not very happy. Have some money. And an honorary title. You've earned it. You can be the standard bearer. I think that's reasonable. I'm going to send Goswin with you. And the other army is going to be Hrain and Tui. Why does Hrain's army have no one in it? Can we please balance this a little bit better? Pretty please. Thank you. Need to do the same here. Oh no, you're just 2 units strength. Fine. Whatever. Raid. Jump in ships. Sail. And I probably need to do much bribing. And swaying. Although I'm terrible at diplomacy, so this probably isn't going to end well. Essex has an army, so we're not going to go for Essex, we're going to go for Norfolk, Suffolk and Lincoln again. Except they have armies. Not huge ones. Better plan. I can just land in Kent now. Is invading land the same as EU4? No. I mean, there are casus belli still, and those really matter for... Oh dear. Oh, it's only 9%. But they tend to be more against, like, individual characters rather than huge swathes of territory. Because you're going to have wars at all levels. You can have counts fighting counts, you can have dukes fighting dukes, you can have kings fighting kings, and emperors fighting emperors, then all levels between that. So you could have a particularly ballsy count fighting a king, for example. And that is often how the Viking kingdoms in England get established. They will attack England, they'll take a province or two, and then they'll basically found their own kingdom in England of a different religion. Because the Norse have special event called Prepared Invasions where they can raise huge amounts of troops for their size. And what I'm doing now is raiding, which is something which doesn't exist in EU4. Actually, let's get some Middlesex. Some ships out. Want to let my morale recover, and then I can go and burn down Essex. Well, we could burn down Middlesex as well. How many troops do you have? 600. Harain, you can go to Essex. Yeah, lots of people are joining the defensive pact, so I kind of need to keep my head down a bit. Defensive pacts are coalitions, but they have different levels, so with over 5% threat, other realms can form defensive pacts, so anything under 5 you're safe. Each religious group has their own separate defensive pact and only defend members belonging to that defensive pact, so at 5% threat, it'll only be other... in this instance, Norse, because I was fighting another Norse nation. So only if they are Reformed Germanic can they join that defensive pact. With over 50% threat, all defensive pacts of other religious groups band together if you attack one of them. Oh, it's... sorry, missaid that. So, the Norse will have a defensive pact, the Catholics will have a defensive pact, the Pagans will have a defensive pact, and if you attack one of those, then you attack just those members of that religious pact. At 50% threat, they all band together, so if I attack the Norse one, then the Pagans and the Catholics would also join, for example. The Khairite faith triumphant. The adherents of the Abadi faith have suddenly dwindled to the point where the Khairite believers are in the majority. The new state of affairs has reduced the Abadi faith to de facto heresy. All former Abadi holy orders are now Khairite. Ooh, interesting. So basically what's happened there is the Khairite faith has outnumbered the Abadi. So Khairite was formerly an Abadi heresy. Now Abadi is a Khairite heresy. Just like Lollards and Cathars are a Catholic heresy, if they ever come to outnumber Catholicism, then they'll become the faith dominant and Catholicism will become the heresy. Flipping hell, the defensive pact against me is enormous. Can I actually see how big it is somewhere? Hostile, hostile. Christian defensive pact against Gelre. King of Essex, Duke of Flanders, Surrey, Sussex, Essex and Brabant. Then the pagan defensive pact is Bremen, Hadeln, Braunschweig, Minden, Osterdalen and Hamburg. So if I attacked Minden, for example, to create Angria, then that would call in the defensive pact against me. I don't think defensive pacts are going to act offensively, only defensively, unless you go over a certain level of threat. With over 75% threat, all defensive pacts, including that of your own religious groups, will band together if you attack one of them. Over 95%, you're considered threatening enough that your own religious head and holy orders will defend other defensive pacts against you. As threat increases, larger and more distant realms are allowed to join the defensive pact. Threat decreases, larger and distant realms are forced to leave it. Threat will lower slowly over time, but you can use... you can offer realms independence, or you can use your Chancellor to perform statecraft to reduce it. I don't have any expansion plans right now, so I don't think I necessarily need to. Also, I need to bribe you. Are the Catholics really low on moral authority? I think they're on 0. Ledger. Let's see if we can find the religious... There it is, religions. Ordered by size. Catholics are still the largest, but they are dwindling. They start with over like 400 states. They're down to 136. And yes, their authority is 0. Orthodoxes is 9. Sunnis is 69. Shias 14. Pagans 20. Cathar, Fraticelli, Waldentine, Lollard, Bogamist, Monothite, Iconoclast, Polician. Those are all the heresies. So all of the heresies are rising up pretty strong. Germanics on 46, Old Germanics on 36. So once we've merged the two together, we will have 82. Oh, these aren't in order of size. Okay, that's more like it. So we would be up here, just under Cathars in size. Plus, now we're reformed, we can actually convert other people. Defenders of Westminster successfully raided the camps of the besiegers. That's unfortunate. New decision available. I can found a kingdom. Have at least 35 provinces in your realm. We have... How many we have? 44. I think that this allows me to customize. Hang on. I'm kind of curious about this because it doesn't have de jure stuff. It'll just be a custom kingdom, which I think is not as strong as the legitimate kingdoms, but I don't know. I've never done this. That's why I'm saving so I can try it. Oh, we're now the Kingdom of Gelre. I could rename any of these. Nah, I'm going to do the illegitimate one. Because that way you get the de jure duchies under it, and you get more casus bellis. Cathars are really close to becoming the official Catholics. They're only 30 counties behind. It's pretty good. Janis de Vita, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Did he win the war? Yes, easily. It really wasn't. Wow, Farah's grown. We need to have a look around, because clearly things have been happening. That's Bulgaria. I think we might be about to see the Holy Roman Empire, or the equivalent thereof. No, you're Avars. Someone's conquered it. Khaganate of Bulgaria joined Farah. Bulgaria was conquered. Kavuna, that's you. Do you still have your Merchant Republic? Oh, you lost it. Damn it. Only Genoa survived. Well, we have some nomads in Bulgaria / Hungary. Interesting. So Denmark's growing. Meth is growing. Aragon has appeared. We have the Kingdom of Aragon. No, still a duchy. And Barcelona. Barcelona and Aragon are growing next to each other. Salamanca starting to appear in Spain. So we're definitely starting to see some duchies begin to coalesce. Marrakesh, Bizerte, those were there previously. Tadmeka has grown. Ooh, Canaan's grown. Gao, I think, has. Kebi. Elodia, Afar, Semyon, Nubia. The Order of St. Anthony. Oh, we have an order. Grand Master of the Order of St. Anthony is actually landed now. Safids, Rhiannon, Sokman, Khuzestan. Wow. Nagarjun has actually taken about half of India, and Damilarites are still kind of resisting them. Not seeing any plagues, so I have the Reaper DLC turned on. Yes! If you were watching yesterday, you will have seen me suffer through about 4 years of consumption, if not 5 years. It was horrible. Just wouldn't go away. Etil. Uppland. Yeah, Uppland's pretty big. We're definitely going to start seeing Sweden or Norway appearing soon. Probably Sweden. Yeah, Norway's not actually that unified. The only place that's really failing to unify is England. Like, we have the Duchy of Huis, and that's it. Although, actually, Hereford's expanded a bit. But those are the only ones. And Scotland's done nothing. It's all the Viking raids. We're weakening them too much. They don't have the resources to go conquer. Thea's basically Hungary, okay. You see the religious map mode? Yes. People are leaving the defensive pact. So Slavic is very strong. Suamensko is very strong. Tengri is actually retreating. Because Tengri used to own all of this. Catholicism is completely fragmented. Lollard is slowly taking over Italy. Catholicism's still fairly strong in England, but Ireland's changing to Cathay. Germanic is starting to wipe out Old Germanic. Shia, Khajarite, Ibadi is losing ground, even more so. Miaphysite is holding strong in Egypt. African holding strong in Africa. Sunni, Ibadi, Shia. Zoroastrian. Hindu, Jain. That's a very strong Jain. Buddhist. Yet another morning when I wake up feeling as tired as I went to bed. Maybe I should do something about my listless mind. I'll get over it eventually. Yeah, everyone's leaving the defensive pact. We're down to 7%. Pillaging of Westminster has been very fruitful. Our warriors have gathered many prisoners amongst the populace that look fit to become good thralls. They'll fetch a good price, or have them shipped back to Gelre. Where build cost and build time modifiers are reduced, but we get more revolt risk. Do it. We have enough armies to deal with that. Now Gelre can get cheaper stuff, which I believe includes the cities, which I will build for you. Despite the fact I'm trying to save money. Why am I not collecting money? I just realised we're sitting here looting and you're not gaining cash. Why? These guys are raiding.